This is the most ridiculous thing ever. Ever seen. Why can't I get this time?
Going live in 5, 4, 3,
Most ridiculous thing.
2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let me mute that. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Kareem Talks. I'm your host, Kareem. It is Sunday. I'm getting ready to start a new job in a couple weeks, and it'll be for a Muslim, so I don't have to worry about getting the vaccine. But we're not here to talk about me. We are here to talk about an age-old subject in hip-hop in regards to age. And it's mostly for the seasoned vets. And we're basically talking about, is there a limit to where, how do I say this? Basically, should you stop rapping at a certain age? Should you stop rapping? And if not, then I'm gonna remove this because there's too many people in here. Done. There we go. But before we begin, I want to introduce our guests, and this is where everyone can come to the screen now. Everyone can come to the screen. As you can see, we have 2 returning and 1 new guest. Before we get into this topic of ageism and limits in age in hip hop, I want to introduce to you, originally from Chicago, moved to Miami. Now he's out in the West Coast. He's been around, ladies and gentlemen, been around for a long time. Bringing to the stage Brother Akbar Abdul Aziz Muhammad, aka Problem 13, aka P13. Follow him on Pre13Z on IG. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Peace. Peace. I would like to first say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Then I gotta say thank you to my son, for inviting me on the show. You know what I'm saying? I love what you're doing. You're doing big things. But all your brothers and sisters, all y'all doing big things. So that's just what it is. Greatness is just in the DNA. You feel me? But I like to say assalamu alaikum to all the believers. Peace to all the gods. Hotep, Ace, Shalom, Geweta, Gewula, Sakpase, all that there. And we can get into the show now. You feel me?
Yes, sir. All right. Now that we've introduced our latest new guest, we need to talk about our returning guest. All the way from New York, currently residing in Miami, Florida. One of my teachers back at A New Paradigm. Also known as the great Elohim The Anomaly. Give it up for Brother Nkosi X. How you doing?
Welcome back. Peace, peace, peace. I'd like to greet the people of God with the ancient words spoken in our original tongue of Arabic. And that's Assalamu alaikum. Brother Vaughn, Brother Akbar, Brother Kareem. You know what it is.
Yes, sir.
You're in the building. Now that we gave the greeting, let's get into it.
We can't get into it yet. We already have our artists lined up. We got our headliners. But everyone who's ever been to a concert, ever been to a club, ever been to any type of performance knows you can't have a good artist without a good DJ. So bringing to the stage,
it just happened.
Returning to Kareem Talks, all the way from ATL, which I now reside. Give it up for Brother Vaughn, aka DJ Rockwell.
Salute.
Welcome.
Salute. Show brother DJ Rockwell back again. Thank you, brother Kareem. Salute, Elo.
Yes, sir.
Salute 1-3. Man, salam alaikum to the believers who are watching. It's an honor to be here to deal with the subject one more time. Let's rock and roll.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, we've talked about it before. Last time we had Nkosi and DJ Rockwell here. We talked about bridging the gap between the youth and the elders in hip hop. But now we need to specifically address the seasoned vets because there seems to be this. It's a constant conversation. We're going to get into our topic now. There's a constant conversation of when you reach a certain age, there comes a point where people are constantly going to tell you, and it's even more so now in the age of the internet, saying it's time to hang it up. Leave the mic in the recording studio. Close the set. Stop rapping. Go home. Be a family man. And I'm a one who doesn't believe that to be true. You all know me. I said, as long as it's good, keep doing it. But the moment you start to sound trash, at that point, you should stop. And that's very subjective. That's very subjective because people like different things. People like different things, right? But the general consensus, I believe, should be, it shouldn't stop at a certain age. It should stop when you realize you just can't keep up anymore. People aren't going to listen unless you're able to evolve in hip hop constantly throughout the different eras. Unless you're able to evolve with the time, quick thinking, fast moving, right down to the amount of time, then that's when you should hang it up. But enough from me. Why do you all think there is an age gap in hip hop? And if so, why? And if not, why not? I'm gonna open the floor up. Whoever wants to tackle that one first. I don't want to pick and choose.
Y'all don't want to get me started yet. Y'all want to go first.
All right. So I'll go first if that's okay with everybody else.
Go ahead. It's all you.
All right. So firstly, one word, Jadakiss.
Talk
and
about it.
Jeopardy
example.
And Jeopardy, they usually make you answer in the form of a question. So my answer would be, how old is the dude that just made hip hop relevant again? And the answer would be Jadakiss, because nobody knows how old he is. It didn't matter, did it?
It didn't.
Because he's been out since they wearing shiny suits. So I would say that in my opening salvo as an example of how ageism doesn't really satisfy all the questions that need to be answered when you tackling the subject. From a fan standpoint, it's not an age limit, it's a quality limit.
Quality limit.
Like you said, what's good is subjective. What's quality is not really subjective. Because everybody agrees that Dipset has good songs, but the quality of the people playing the songs and the people performing the songs was poor. So the competition was not close. There was no competition. It was just a ceremony. And so I would suggest that there's a lot of far more current and relevant artists that would have likewise got their clocks cleaned in a likewise environment because of lack of preparation, lack of hits, lack of ability to spit your own songs. I mean, a lot of the things that Jadakiss said in jest and in introduction to him displaying what he just said is the kind of quality I'm talking about. You come on stage.
But hey, yo, pause. When he took the bandana off. All right, go ahead, keep on going.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Joel Santana is not 19. Joel Santana is 35 plus.
Oof.
So anybody could get sun. It don't have nothing to do with your age. It has to do with how nice you are.
Mm.
And how nice you are is not subjective in my point of view. It has to do with quality. Now, there are different levels of quality, but there should be a standard of quality. And I believe there is.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Now, what the fans are willing to accept as far as quality, that's subjective. Don't change the standard. A lot of people know right from wrong, but they'll still make smoking crack a gray area between that and doing heroin.
That's true.
Come on. Right.
Wow. What an opener. By the way, if there's anyone in the YouTube audience watching, please feel free to leave a question to any of the guests. Just wanted to say that really quick. Anyone else? Do you believe, and I'm going to reiterate the question, do you believe that there is an age cap in hip hop? If so, why? If not, why not? I already know what the answer is going to be, but you know.
I think everybody here is probably unanimous.
You're right.
That to specifically answer your question, is there an age cap or should there be? Unanimously, no. If I can run the race at 40 as well as I did at 25, why should I stop running the race if that's what I'm passionate to do?
Running the marathon.
If I have an audience, and I think this is the real question that this debate does not contain. Do you have an audience that's there for you to deliver what you want to deliver? The time to stop isn't when you get to X age. The time to stop is when nobody anymore wants to hear you.
A pimp is not a pimp with no hope.
To put it in the Florida language.
Shoot, that's anywhere, not just Florida. That's real. I mean, once you run out of product, it's like, what you pushing?
If you got no buyers, you know?
You got no buyers. You got no buyers. You got no custodies. You have to close shop. Everybody does. Listen, I used to want to be a Toys R Us kid, and now Jeffrey is unemployed.
The giraffe is in the unemployment line. How about it?
Factual.
He getting that COVID 300.
Oof. Well, yes, sir. We got love here. They're saying peace to the gods.
Salute.
Got someone named Day One here.
Salute.
All right. Well, we've heard from the DJ and Elohim. Same question to problem 13, and I already know the answer already. Why not?
Let me ask you something, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. A person that can do art with a brush or an airbrush or a spray paint can, should they stop at any given age if they make beautiful art on walls, on canvases, on clothing? Should they stop when they get to a certain age? Does their mind stop creating? Does their artistic spirit die? You can answer, Kareem.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Right. So if it doesn't take physical, see, like a ballet dancer, you got to stop at a certain age because of your physical body, but you can still instruct and still be in that world because of the wisdom that you've acquired through the ins and outs of you being in that art. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But here's my thing about music. Music is about vibrations.
Come on.
And if you're on a certain frequency, you're going to feel the vibrations of that song. That's why they say, most people say it takes 30. Most people that are in the industry, when they listen to somebody, they know after 30 seconds. They don't even have to hear the chorus or nothing. You play the record, they know 15, 30 seconds, they already know if you got a hit. Why? The vibrations. They don't even know what the fuck they do. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cuss
it's all right
on this platform. But look, They don't even know why. They feel the vibrations of that record. Have you ever liked a record you didn't really want to like? That's because consciously there's something in the record that bothers you, but subconsciously you still feel the vibration. You can't help it. So now here's the thing. If you have enough people feeling your vibration, then what the hell does it matter? See, when somebody feels a record, they don't care. Like, if they hear the record before they know the artist, and they say, damn, I'm really feeling this, then they know the artist, they still gonna feel that record. Even if they decide, I can't mess with him because he's too old, they still gonna feel that record. I'm gonna give you an example. Cardi B.
Yep.
Not a fan, you know. But I'm not a hater of none of these young artists. I used to be like that maybe like a decade ago, but it's like now, as an older, more mature man, I understand, man, people just trying to eat, man. People just really, at the bottom, they just trying to eat, and they don't have no wisdom as a foundation. So the money carries them off into places that they would probably never have gone if they didn't have the money. So I stopped judging so much. You feel me? But I'm not a fan. I'm not bumping Cardi B in my joint. But here's the thing. That record, Be Careful of Me. See, when she dropped the first one, Kodak Black, Kodak Yellow, whatever it was called, I was like, damn, it's gutter. But it didn't make me want to go check her out. Like, I just felt like the record was gutter. I never even seen her. In my head, what I pictured in my head was like a hard bulldog, a hard stud. You know what I mean? You know, for y'all that don't know, a stud is the lesbian that wants to be the male one. Anyway, that's what I pictured in my head because I never went to go look her up. Then I heard Be Careful of Me. I felt the vibrations of that record. That record is dope. I know she didn't write it because when I went to go research, see, that record made me go research. And when I did my research, I said, oh, no, she ain't my type. And then when I checked the interviews, I'm like, nah, she ain't write that record. But I still feel the record when I hear it. I can't help the vibrations hit me. Even if I'm not a Cardi B fan, I'm not going to say I don't feel that record. I love that. That record is hot. That record hits me. So I don't care that it's Cardi B made the record. I still feel it. So now people that ain't caught up on age, when they feel the record, they ain't going to care. If anything, it's going to help me. It's going to be like a niche. Because ain't no nigga. Look, let me tell you something, man. Most of the older artists that are out right now, they've been around for decades. So they have a foundation of fans that are going to follow them regardless. I don't have that. This is my first project. No hip hop artist ever dropped a project at this age and have been successful. Now, when Allah blesses me to do what I'm going to do, my age is going to be a niche. It's actually going to catapult me. Because people going to be like, damn, this nigga old spin like this? Let me go hear some more. What? It's going to blow them away that an old nigga bringing this kind of heat. Because it's like somebody said earlier on this Zoom, it's about the substance. It's about what you bring it. You feel me? But now I'm going to try to end the show because I don't want to take up all the time. But I want to get into the why. You asked the why. Why is this happening? Let me tell you something. I'm a 70s baby. I'll tell you straight like that. Look. I've been around from the very beginning. Let me tell you something. I was trying to sneak into Bronx River Center when Cold Crush used to come through. Man, you don't know, man, my history goes thick. I was there in the very beginning when hip-hop was nowhere else but in my community. That's how far back I go with this thing here, man. Let me tell you something. Oh, Lord. Y'all give me a second, man. All right, look. In the beginning, man, the 5 elements of hip-hop that were in the beginning before knowledge was introduced as a 6th element, the b-boying, the MCing, the graffiti, the DJing, you know what I'm saying?
This done became a history lesson.
Right?
Supposed to be.
The younger cats, the babies, we was expressing our hip-hop through graffiti art and b-boying. We wasn't rapping. In the beginning, it was the older niggas rapping. We was babies. It was the older. Look, man, Run DMC wasn't old like I'm old, but they was old. I was 14 years old when I first heard Run DMC. They was old. Houdini, them niggas old, man. My man from Treacherous 3. Kumo D. Man, when Kumo D came at LL and he blew at his pinnacle, he was old, man. He was from the school way back. Treacherous 3 was with Cold Crush and Grand Wizard Theodore and Africa Bam and all that was going on way back when. So in the beginning, all of the rappers that were spinning, the host of ceremonies and the DJs, they was the older cats. Man, they was talking about snorting cocaine, all this stuff, things that only older people talk about. We was the babies. What we was doing, we was spinning on our heads and windmilling and pop locking. That's how we was expressing our hip hop. See, it wasn't until LL came that it was even looked upon that a boy from high school can do this. Before LL, it was all older cats. Then LL came. Back in those days, if you were a child MC, that was a niche. There was very few child MCs, and if you were a child MC, that was a niche because there were no child MCs. It was all grown men. Here's what happened. In the 90s, there was a meeting between the executives of the music industry, with the executives of the music industry, because those who own and have money invested in the music industry also have deep pockets invested in the private prison industry. And they saw hip hop as a way to fill those private prisons. So they had this meeting with the executives right here in LA. They had the meeting with the executives and they was telling the executives, you know what I'm saying, that look, we about to make this move. We don't want to sign no conscious nothing. The more ignorant, the better. See, this started in the 90s. So then you got Hot Boys coming in at the turn of the century with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was the first child MC that was in a group with grown men. And he was keeping up and in some cases better, right? Then Lil Wayne went out to the East Coast and switched up his flow. Go listen to Lil Wayne 1999, listen to Lil Wayne today. Lil Wayne went northeast. I don't know, what was it? Was it Philly? He was up there with Cassidy and them. I think it was it Philly? I think it was Philly. He was up there with the Philly boys, excuse me. And he got his East Coast swag on and mixed it with his dirty South flow. But they saw that Lil Wayne was a child, and Hot Boys, they wasn't bringing nothing positive. It's easier to control and manipulate a young boy who don't have nothing, ain't never had nothing. And who ain't thinking about 5, 10, 15 years down the line. It's easy to manipulate him. You can't manipulate a grown-ass man. You see? So they knew the kind of hip-hop that they wanted to put out because they wanted to use this to fill up those private prisons. So they had to use young boys. At the turn of the century in the early millennium, that's when they started marketing more to the younger generation and making hip hop more of a foolish type of thing, where it's foolish. It's I can't find a better word than fuckery. It's just fuckery. And why would a grown man involve himself with fuckery? A grown man got real grown men business to deal with. But this is the way they marketed it. So now I was watching a video on TikTok where this kid was showing us before and after photos of a lot of these rappers, and it was Lil Pump. When they first told me that name, I was like, "Oh, there's a rapper called himself Lil Pump." Okay, anyway, Lil Pump. The other one, 5'9" guy with the color
6'9"
with the rainbow bright hair.
6'9"
him. It was him and another one. Now he showed before and after. See, before they was in the industry, they looked like regular young men. They could be my sons. Just regular boys living life. After they signed, they got the color hair and the fingernails, and they looking freaky and crazy as hell. Look, man, they turning these little boys out, manipulating them, giving them 360 deals, which is the worst kind of record deal. And they promote that shit like it's something big. Man, I'll get you a 360 deal. And a little nigga just came out the project. He on 360 deal shit. Yeah, that means I'm getting 360 mil, huh? No, nigga, that's not what that means.
Not at all.
They punking out these little boys. They manipulating these little boys. They robbing these little boys. They doing to these little boys what they can't do to grown men. That's why they'll never sign a grown man, no matter how talented he is. People ask me all the time, man, why you ain't never? I can't believe you ain't never been signed, because ain't no industry guy want to deal with a nigga like me. Nah, man, it's too much brain wrestling. He good, but he ain't that good. We'll sign a little whoa over here, and we can't deal with this guy. Oh, he's gonna be fighting us everywhere. We can't do what we need to do with this guy. He can't help us. He's good as hell. But he can't help us. He won't help us.
That is how the game works.
So that's what it is. That's the why. And just like all y'all got iPhones because their marketing is so great, that's why y'all believe that rappers should stop at a young age because their marketing is so great. I bet you everyone who believes that a person should stop their art if their art is hip hop at a certain age, I bet you each one of y'all own an iPhone.
Oof. Wait, I own an iPhone and I don't think that's
y'all, man. They got y'all. They got y'all, man.
Got you.
Anyway, go ahead. Who? I'm done. That's it. I hope I broke it down. I hope Allah bless me to get it through.
Let me.
Praise be to Allah.
We gotta fan the flames over here.
All right. You have to ring the bell.
Jesus. Now that we address the why, or in this case, why not? Because it's unanimous here. You should not stop due to a certain age. For those who just can't seem, those who are in the upper echelons who have been rapping for a long time, and they just can't seem to, what's the word I'm looking for? Seem to get in with the young, what'd you say? You said
breakthrough.
Yeah, breakthrough.
Breakthrough. Yeah.
What would you say is the reason why they can't break through, other than what we address as industry stuff? Because that's a big part. I didn't even think we were going to go into that, but hey, we've already said it. But there are other reasons too, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I hate to interrupt in case anybody else wanted to speak again.
See, black man.
Everybody's audience is not your audience. Rockwell just told y'all what it is. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Everybody don't have to like your song. Everybody don't have to like your message. Everybody don't have to like your way, the way you wear your clothes, your flavor, whatever it is. If they think it's dated and it's old, or you're too old, then probably you are too old for them. Right? And you know what's gonna happen in 10 years and 15 years? They kids gonna be bumping your music, because that's what happens. Everything goes around in circles. If they're not sampling it, they're gonna be bumping it straight up and down. You know, my daughter and my son play, well, mostly my daughter, is Biggie and Jay-Z.
How about it?
So it might not be for you. For instance, Biggie was like, that early 90s era was a little bit before my time. I was still a young teenager. I was still 13 and 14 and 15 at, in 1993, I was 15. So, you know what I mean? So I didn't really, like, that was just like, Akbar was talking about the older dudes, like Wu-Tang and them was the older dudes for me. So them rapping, I looked up to them. That's when I really got into, you know what I mean? Like choosing that style. For instance, you know what I mean? Just gravitating towards that culture, because all of hip hop is not the same either. Because, like Akbar was saying, we've had, a period where Lil Bow Wow and Criss Cross was, they were really trying to promote those artists, and they were everywhere all the time. It was a bunch of kiddie acts. Like he's saying, and like he's saying, from my point of view, from my age group, the only young groups that we had, like ones that we respected, we didn't respect them until they became adult groups. Mobb Deep was a child group before they was Mobb Deep. They dropped Juvenile Hell before anybody knew about Shook Ones. You know what I mean? And they didn't get the respect in the game because they were little boys. You know what I mean? Like Shaheem was one of the young rappers that was affiliated with Wu-Tang at the time. And the problem with Shaheem was he's just too young. He's dope, but nobody's going to take him serious because he's too small. And quite frankly, I fell into that age group. You know what I mean? We had to wait until we were more like Fabulous's age, like 17, 18, 19 to really get on. And by that time, it's like what Akbar's saying. By that time, it's 1999 and it's 2000. You know what I mean? And it's a different, you mean it was a different time, like, you know, to fall in. So then there was another wave that we could have fell in, and that was around the time 50 was popping, which was like 03. So
I mean, if I can add to that, it's all about finding your sound. When you find your sound, when you find your voice, when you find your niche, the audience who operate on that same frequency and wavelength will find you. Age at that point will become irrelevant. Imagine a radio, like a little radio, you know. Imagine this is a transistor radio, and you have to change the frequency on the dial to get various stations, obviously, right? When you are clear on one channel, other people that's operating on that frequency can hear you clearly. Problem is, we 40 years old trying to talk to people that's on a 21-year-old channel. They're not rocking with you.
no. And for what?
They're not rocking with you.
Why should they?
If I'm 45 years old, let's say, and I got a mortgage, I got a son in college, I got car notes, I got, you know, the 21-year-old dude can't relate to me and how I look talking about I'm hanging out at a club when I got all these kind of stuff going on at the house. When we're talking about national elections, and politics and COVID-19, and we have real world things happening that affect grown people's lives. How do I look rapping about alcohol?
No bueno.
Hanging out,
if I could interject,
driving a foreign. I look crazy because I'm trying to talk to younger people who live in that life. Find your frequency.
But see the dope. Right.
Yeah.
See the dope MC. He knows. I want to word it. The dope MC is gonna. Help me along. All right, it's like this, right? If you're a dope MC, right, you're gonna be able to put those words together in a way that even though you're talking about 45-year-old man issues, a 21-year-old still gonna feel you by the way you're putting them words together. See, that's when you transition from age. That's when age don't matter. Because I got youngsters that roll with me. Don't think it's just old rappers. Look, man, I've been putting out mixtapes in the nation since 2009. Those believers that was taking them mixtapes home was playing those mixtapes for their babies. For the past decade, there's a whole generation of Nation of Islam babies that grew up on me.
My wife included.
About to drop now, it's gonna blow their mind. My wife included. You feel me?
About drilling,
it's gonna blow their mind.
13
so it's all about, even though I'm the age that I am, I could put those words together, or I want to. My intention is to put those words together in a way that, look, man, you feel me. You feel me. It's like, look, man, my main producer, Rob on the beat. I was going to put out his government name, but I decided to just say Rob on the beat. All right, he's Caucasian. And he gives me the fire. He hears my lyrics. He hears what I'm saying. But what is it? The way I put them words together, he like, man, I got to make beats for this guy. I don't care what he's saying. You feel me? Look, man, when Eminem first dropped, I wasn't no Eminem fan, man. That Slim Shady joint, I'm Slim Shady. I didn't like that joint. But when he dropped Guilty Conscious, and then after that, like, it didn't matter he was white. Them vibrations, the way he put them words together, it's like, God damn it, Cugger, do that thing, man. You feel me? But now I want to go back to something Kareem said earlier, right? About, you know, how you know, the one that hasn't broken through. See, look, man, if you're in my age group and you thinking about BET Awards and red carpet and you're gonna get parts in movies and stuff like that, you're a very disillusioned guy. That's not gonna happen. And I know that. I'm not disillusioned. I know that. That's not my lane. And I don't want to be in that lane because I'm not getting on my knees for now one of them or nothing. You can't pay for this booty here. And is no for sale.
That part.
And these cats get in the game, and these movie roles and all these things that they're offered, they pay a price for that. They're not just giving that. You think that, see, the Me Too movement make you feel like it only was women on the couch.
Listen.
Nah, it's a lot of them Hollywood men was on the couch too. They just don't want to come out with the Me Too and put it out there that the way it will happen. You feel me? So I'm not even looking for that lane. You know, and if you're in my age group trying to do music and you're looking for that lane, I'm sorry, buddy. It's not gonna happen, guy. Here's the lane you look for. You put out that hot music. You work hard for a budget. Do whatever you got to do to get money for a budget, for marketing and promotion. That's one thing where we in the Nation of Islam, we fail. And that's where I'm not gonna fail on this project. We just show our stuff to the believers, and we think that's just gonna be enough. No, man. You got to pull up 10, 15, 20, 25 grand and promote. You got to promote because why? You got to get that in front. It's like pushing the paper, man. When you out there with 200 papers and you know you got to push them 200 papers before the end of the day, you got to talk to as many people as possible. The more people you talk to, the more people you're going to get them papers run off to. You feel me? It's about getting the no's out the way. But you got to get a lot of no's to get that first yes. So you got to put that shit in front of millions of people to get 100,000 of them. You feel me? That's what we lack. We just give ourselves to the believers and we feel like we're supposed to blow up in the nation. No, man, believers don't, man, they grew up in the same devil's world that you grew up in. They just like, we all the same, and they ain't checking for you till you do, you got to shine first. That's just reality. It's America. It's how we grew up in America. So your lane is to put out some music and put money behind it. Have enough faith in yourself and in your music to put money behind it. Put it on the streaming platforms. Promote the hell out of it. Make the best videos you can make. If your shit is hot, the right people will vibrate to it. I'm looking for my crowd is overseas. Because on my website, I got the analytics. So I already can see who's coming to my website. So I know that I know my crowd's gonna be overseas. That's where my money gonna come from. You feel me? But I ain't doing it for money. I'm doing it because this is what I do. That's why nobody can't tell me nothing about my age. This is what I do. This is what I do. So I'm just gonna do what I do, what I've been doing. Straight like that. You feel me? I don't want to take up the whole show, man, because I'll do that. I'll do that. Yo, Rockwell, Elohim, I love y'all, man. I love y'all.
Love you, black man. Word up.
All right.
I love you, Kareem. I ain't got to say that. That's redundant here. I love you, son.
Love you too. We're going to go to our commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
That part.
Everyone.
So they can't see us right now, Kareem? They can't see us right now. How long is the commercial?
You muted, Kareem.
Could they see us?
You gotta
could the people see us?
They can see us right now. I'm about to share the screen, but you gotta turn your camera off and you gotta turn your camera off and your mic.
Okay, I'll turn my camera off then. Tell me when the commercial over.
I will.
Look at that cute boy. Boy, Kareem, boy, you be making them cartoon characters, boy. I gotta get that app you got.
Hi, my name is Raiden Scott.
My name is Yasmin.
It's Jamari X Allen. Go to the Homeschooling Society.
I attend the Homeschool Society.
Hi, my name is Raiden Scott.
My name is Yasmin.
It's Jamari X Allen. Go to the Homeschooling Society.
Go to the Homeschooling Society. I attend the Homeschool Society.
Greetings. My name is Sabbath Muhammad, founder, owner, and CEO of the Homeschooler Society, LLC. Here at the Homeschooler Society, we pride ourselves in bringing full and complete understanding to all of our students. Our method is simple, not moving on until the child fully understands. I do what I do as an educator because I remember when I was in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I remember teachers and educators not showing as much care and patience as they could. This widespread way of teaching drives me to do what I do.
And we are back from our commercial break. Had a lot of technical difficulties. Had to unplug and replug my drive and everything and get access to all my files. But like Brother Patrick always told me, we keep it to moving.
Praise be to Allah. Hit the ear geek.
Praise be to Allah. My next question, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, and I think we pretty much covered it. How is it that artists like Jay Electronica, like Jay-Z, like Black Thought, for instance, able to keep themselves relevant to everyone, you know?
They're not. Have you heard Jay Elec's new album?
The last one that I heard was
the one he just dropped with Jay-Z on with him. Did you hear that one? Let me tell you something.
The latest one,
album,
it was written, or wait, I'm trying to remember it.
No, man, I forgot the name of it, man.
It's got a white background.
The one he got the Grammy nomination for right now. The one he put out with Jay-Z.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, now that album, have you heard it?
Yes.
Have you heard it?
Yes.
Now that album is not like, it's a masterpiece. I love that album, but it's not like anything. It's not like anything out here. It's totally different from its beats, from the pattern of flow, from the mix. That album is it's in a different category. So he's not relevant. That's the whole thing. They doing them, and the people who feeling their frequency, fucking with them. The people who feeling them, they saying, "I'm feeling this," and you know, Jay-Z got a lot of haters, but he got so many lovers he can't fall.
Yo, let me say this.
You feel me? So yeah.
No,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, boy.
No, I was just, that's all I was saying. He said, how Jay-Z and Jay Electronica stay relevant.
Good answer. They said they did them.
They doing their own thing, and people just following. They ain't caring. Jay Elect not giving a damn what Jay Elect doing it, and Jay Elect dropped a classic album. That album is just incredible. Jay Electronica's new album, latest album, it's incredible. You feel me? But he ain't doing what nobody else is doing. He doing his own thing. Totally different. And this shit is hot. You feel me? So no, they're not trying to stay relevant. That's the thing with today's industry. It's a cookie cutter industry. It's like these rappers sit in the studio and they say, what's hot right now? All right, we need to make something like that. You see, that ain't true artistry. That's you chasing paper. All right, I'm not gonna hate on that, but I'm a true artist. I go in the studio and I got something I want. I got a vision in my mind, and I'm trying to put that out. So my shit not go. A lot of times I hear what's out there, what's popping. I'm like, I get just a little teeny bit discouraged. Like, damn, my stuff don't sound like none of this. But then a voice in the back of my head says it ain't supposed to. You gonna do your own lane.
That part, right there.
You gonna do your own lane. The people they gonna mess with you because they mess with you. You ain't gonna be no gimmick, no nothing. You feel me?
Listen to what.
So and
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, go. I want somebody else to talk.
Hold
I
up.
don't want to take all the time.
Elohim had a thought, and then we're gonna go to DJ Rockwell. Go ahead.
Right. So what I was gonna say is I would use this example again. How relevant was Jadakiss before his performance on Versus? Right? Was y'all or any of us really checking for Jadakiss, or were a lot of people saying that Dipset is going to win that back, right? So number one.
No, I got Jadakiss on my playlist. Jadakiss is on my playlist, and I knew they was going to smash that
That's
battle.
what I'm saying. We're not talking about relevancy to an audience that, again, doesn't need to be appealed to. It's doing your high quality, dope music will appeal to not only one niche, but it will appeal to a broader group because of the quality of music. I can't say this enough. The relevancy that people are talking about with Black Thought and Jay-Z and Jay Electronica is not because y'all in love with the consciousness they spitting. It's because you love the quality of the music.
Them bars go crazy.
This is what I'm saying. It wasn't because Jay-Z all of a sudden started talking about Master Farad Muhammad in 2012 when he linked with Jay Electronica. That is ridiculous. Everybody sounds real brand new when they start talking like that. Oh, Black Thought is top 5 dead or alive. Now he is?
Woo!
Today he is. Next week, y'all forget about Black Thought.
Man, come on.
Because that's the nature of entertainment. The song is only 2.5 minutes long. That's it. Okay?
Look for the next shiny thing
even,
right after that.
Even a movie is only 1.5 hours in general in length. It's not real life. It's not what's going on all day long until you see or hear that performance for, like I said, 2.5 minutes. It's not about that. It's about the quality of the music and what the message in the music is trying to accomplish or help accomplish. Because a lot of times the song itself is not going to get anything accomplished. Its work is to motivate action. You mean? So Jay Electronica and Black Thought and Jay-Z, I would beg those who use those folks as examples of relevancy to stop living in the moment or being captive of the now, because
in a bandwagoner.
This is what I'm saying. I see you coming. I can already see you coming. I already know who you're gonna point out because you just heard it. You sound real brand new.
Come on. Get my mic right here so I can say what I want to say.
And the last thing, and this is what I know about young people, the last thing they want to be is brand new or late to some shit.
Ooh,
come on.
You right. We gotta be the hipster. We gotta be the, I was listening to him before
you late.
Covering him. You
late. Or you late.
Oh, you just not listening to him? I done had like 6, 7 mixtapes.
I'm 43. You think Nas being dope is new to me?
Ooh. Yo. May I, bro?
Of course.
My God. Bro, I just want to make 3 quick points. 3 points.
3 points.
Go on, man. God.
Here's as a DJ, here's our biggest pet peeve. Is young people walk up to the DJ booth with their cell phone saying, yo, play this. Play this.
Any DJ, anytime. That they just started in 2021.
Yo,
that was happening at the gate.
Okay, and I take their phone and I'm like, who is this? Yo, it's the hottest. It's hot. It came out yesterday. It's my boys from around the block. Nigga. And then the next week at the next gig, somebody play this. Who is this? He came out 5 minutes ago. The point I'm raising here is about relevancy. In fact, I can condense 3 points to 2 in the interest of time. I have a huge problem with the idea of fighting for relevancy. Unfortunately, the music industry uses the concept of relevancy as currency. You are only as popular as you're being talked about.
Correct.
You are only as popular as somebody is searching you. Are you trending right now? Wow, what'd you do? You did something stupid.
Right.
I shot somebody in the foot. Now you're relevant.
For instance,
I'm rapping about my WAP. Oh, let's tweet about that. That's now you're relevant. Oh, I got shot 9 times. Oh, you're relevant. We're still talking about you, not about your art, not about your bars, not about your beats.
But what happened to you?
Unfortunately, we now traffic in the idea of relevance, not dopeness. So my biggest pet peeve is, as it relates to the issue of age, the biggest insult that people think they're telling you now is, oh, he's irrelevant. That's you listen to this cat, he's no longer even relevant. Yo.
What he's talking about is not relevant.
Right.
Or
no. You mean to tell me LL Cool J is not relevant? Are you trying to tell me Run DMC is not relevant, considering what they did for the culture? Are you kidding me? You got a hit record on the charts today, but in 30 days, nobody will know your name.
Microwave.
These boys are the Mount Rushmore. And I'm not saying that current cats can't be on Mount Rushmore. What I'm trying to say is we need to dissolve and do away with this argument of relevancy, because it cheats the fan out of good music as opposed to what's popular and being bandied about on social media.
But see, Rockwell, did you make it 3 points? I don't want to cut off before you make.
Nah, I could distance it too. Go ahead.
Well, hold that thought. I just want to say this, but see, the thing is, they don't want that idea you just spewed it out, because it goes against their blueprint. Look, man, their blueprint is to fill those prisons. They got those laws fixed where whatever state those prisons are in, if those prisons are not filled, they can sue the state.
Fact.
So they want to keep the idea of following what's relevant and then keep what's relevant fucker. You know, something that Nkosi said earlier about the youngsters back then they couldn't be taken serious with the stuff they was talking. Today it ain't like that. See, today cats 15, 16 years old and already murked some niggas. It's different today. And these young rappers that the devil pulling in, see, and it ain't about talent, man. The wackest rapper you might think is whack got talent. The devil saw it and he's using it. You might think he's whack, but it's the 2-3 million youngsters out there that be bouncing to that nigga shit as soon as it happens, as soon as it come on. You feel me? And these young dudes, man, a lot of these young dudes is like real on that shit. Like the decade, the era of the studio gangster, that shit fizzled out. It's like, see, the industry used to be scared to mess with the real ones. That's why 50 got barred. You feel me? He got blackballed because it was like he got shot 9 times. He lost that record. We don't want that street shit around here. If you see a gangster rapper doing it in the industry, he not really that gangster because they feel comfortable messing with him. It took Eminem to go and snatch up 50. Nobody in the industry was gonna mess with 50 after he got shot 9 times. You feel me? They don't mess with real street cats. If you really connected and it gets down like that around you for real, they not gonna sign you. They don't want that drama.
That was then.
But today is different. They found a way how to control these niggas. So now they signing the real gangsters, and these niggas signing, and they got 100 black gangster disciples, 100 vice lords, 100 Crips, 100 blood, and all these niggas is ready to kill anything. They ready to kill concrete. They not having it. So now you're hearing more violence in the music industry because they signed a whole bunch of real young crazy niggas. Niggas that ain't thinking about 5 years from now. And a lot of them ain't got nothing to lose because they already done gave up their manhood. So now they got something to prove. They got something to prove that they men, that they real niggas, they real G's. Because when they look in the mirror, they know what they see. They got to live with that for the rest of their life. So when they walk away from that mirror, they got 100 niggas and he ready to kill you because he want to prove that he really a man. Oh man, this shit is crazy, man. And it's all linked up to those private prisons. Everything you see in rap going on today is all linked up to those private prisons. All of it. All of it. They got to keep those prisons filled with us.
People act like
y'all niggas keep saying.
People act like you could have a $1 billion pharmaceutical industry or $1 billion prison industry or $1 billion military and not have an arm for advertisement. What do you think CNN does for the Army and for the Marines and for Pfizer and for Johnson?
Many of us don't travel. Many of us don't travel. Many of us have not left our neighborhoods. Many of us have not left our cities. Many of us have never left the country. So we don't know what it's like in other countries, the propaganda. When you turn on the news in Germany, when you turn on the news in Jamaica, when you turn on the news in London, I've lived in these places. I've been to these places. And when you turn on the news, it's different. The propaganda is different. See, in Germany, they don't care about terrorists. They don't like Americans. In Germany, Americans are the terrorists. See, you don't know that because you've never been to Germany. You turn on the news in Germany, it's different. You turn on, I'm telling you, because if you don't travel, then you can't see that it's propaganda. Every country has its own propaganda and they funnel it through their news. And because Allah has blessed me to travel, I've been able to see how it's funneled in different states, cities, and countries. But many of us have never even left our hood. So this world is the only thing we see as reality. We don't even know that there are other worlds on this planet that exist different from this world.
Right.
And that's why we say, nigga, you too old. Because in our little world, all we think is BET awards. You know, the red carpet. You know, that's our little world. But there's a big, giant world out there, man. There are artists that are becoming platinum that no one in America has never heard of.
Exactly.
And you don't even know it. Do you know that Michael Jackson, every album that Michael Jackson dropped was #1, except in America? The last #1 album he dropped in America was I'm Bad. After I'm Bad, he ain't dropped no #1 albums in America. But everywhere else in the world, every album he dropped went #1 as soon as he dropped. Because the propaganda is different. The propaganda is different.
What happened?
You feel me?
To his point,
because I know this, that I'm taking advantage of the supreme wisdom. 7 billion people. It's more than 7 billion people on the planet, man. I'm gonna do the math, man. I'm gonna give me a little slice of pie.
To his point about the propaganda, going back to the question why we're here about aging out the game, we are being taught, we are being propagandized to the idea that hip hop is a young man's game. There is no other music genre at all that asserts it is a young man's game. You don't hear rock and rollers saying rock is a young man's game.
You don't.
They used to say it when they were young, and when they got old, they switched that whole thing up. It used to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It used to be YOLO for them too, but some of them turned 60 and that didn't look sexy no more. So they switched it up.
The Rolling Stones is still on the road today.
Started doing live performances and stopped selling.
There's not a plot against young white men. There's a plot against young black men.
Exactly.
And that's what we have to realize here.
So that rebrand was easy. You know what I mean? It was already baked in, to be honest.
So, and having said that,
there was no old jazz artists either.
We have to realize, young people who are watching this, This message is for you. Don't get caught up in the narrative that rap is just talking to you. Don't get caught up that if you see somebody that's a little older than you, that they're out of place. Oh man, this is a hip hop club. What you doing here? Or this is a rap concert. What you doing here? You are standing on somebody's shoulders. How about that? There's somebody who was doing this hip hop stuff before you. Don't let them twist you into thinking that because they're older than you, that they are no longer relevant. If my house is 30 years old and the person who built my house walked up in here today, I ain't gonna say, get out of here, man. You no longer matter. I built the house you staying, fool. Don't let nobody twist your thinking, young people. That's all, bro.
And for the old brothers,
right quick. Hold on. Let me just real quick, and Coach, I'm sorry, God, but I agree with everything Rockwell said except the part about the club. If you see a nigga my age in the club,
kick
check
him out.
that nigga, man.
Yo, kick that nigga out.
Unless he's there making money. If he's there making money on some kind of level,
that part.
Otherwise, yo, you can't hang.
But if you see a nigga my age in the club,
and on the dance
floor, shit, man, you better check that nigga. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing here, nigga?
ASAP.
Yo, send that, kick that nigga up out of there, man, because he after them little girls.
Oh,
get him up out of there. Get him up out of there.
Out.
Last nigga in the club. The concert is different. You might think I might go to an old school concert. I ain't gonna go to the young boy concert because I'm gonna end up killing somebody. They too wild. You feel me? I'm still a lion. We just be the old line and the young line tangled up in this bitch. So I don't go to the young guy concerts, even though I like Kendrick Lamar, I like J. Cole, I like a lot of the young cats, but I ain't going to their concerts because them little young boys, man, they on everything. They on everything and they ain't got no sense. I had to kill. I ain't trying to go to the prison for these young boys. I go to the old school concert. Oh, Run DMC coming to town. Hey, baby, you want to go check out Run DMC or Rock Camp? And we'll go. So I might be at a concert, but I ain't gonna be in no club. Man, you see a nigga my age in a club, man, check that nigga, man.
What you
nigga,
doing?
Get your old ass out of here, nigga.
Before Brother Nkosi continues, I would like to say, before Brother Nkosi continues, we here at
we cutting off Nkosi again.
No, I'm so sorry. I gotta put this out. I gotta put this out as the host. I gotta put this out.
Go ahead, do your thing.
We're here at Kareem Talks. Do not condone any violence of the sort. The views,
disclaimer.
The views and statements that you hear today are reflective of the guests only. So before that being said,
before Brother Nkosi, aka Elohim, tells you to beat the bass off of that bum brother.
I can't believe.
Listen, if you see him on the dance floor, tell you Nkosi said to beat the Beijing off it. Listen, if you anything above 30 in a party with people that's below 30, you have a problem. That's it.
Yeah, what's wrong with you,
if
man?
you are 30 in a party with people who are below 30, that's the problem. Everybody else can take it from there.
Let me give you a little context. No, because I DJ in various spots, I see everybody.
Okay, let's
I see them all, but that's why I said that. That's why
Go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Nobody wants to see that.
That's why I said
social distancing.
Yo, these brothers is past their prime, man. Nobody wants to see Papa Smurf on the dance floor, man. It kills the vibe. It's bad for business, man.
They trying to be somebody's sugar daddy, man. That's what they're doing. They trying to be somebody's sugar daddy. That's why they in there. Look, the old man and the young man, they both go to the club for the same reason. It's just that the old man don't belong there. He too old for them young girls. But they go for the same. He trying to find him a sugar. He trying to be somebody's sugar daddy. He gonna
have mercy.
I remember being a young person in a party, seeing an old dude in the party. And let me tell you something right now. It wasn't okay then, and it's not okay now. There's a time to leave, and the time is what I just said. If you are 30 and you're in a party, just look around. All you got to do is look around. You know who's 25. You know who's 26. I don't care if they have an old soul. It's time for you to motivate. Get straight and get out.
Hey, you know what? So actually, the people that say that there is an age limit for rap, they're partly right.
They're partly right.
Because if you're an older, mature brother and you trying to do what the young babies is doing, no, you too old for that. But like, there's a lane
go
for
back
artists
to what DJ Rockwell
our
said.
age. There's a lane for us. But what I'm saying is, if you my age and you got the skinny jeans and the tights and you trying to do it, no,
repeatedly.
Yo.
Your hair look big and shit. Cause you know as you get older, your hair swell up a little bit. Look at old pictures. Your hair swell up a little bit. You wearing this tight shit and you got this big old head, man. Don't do it, man.
There's so
Stay
many
in your lane. If you're gonna be an older artist, be an older artist. Don't be an old artist trying to be young. That's why I did this right here, because I want people to know that I know. I ain't trying to be like y'all jitterbug. I'm doing me. And if you feel me, praise be to Allah, I'll be streaming on all networks, all platforms, all streaming platforms. If you don't feel me, that's cool. If you hating on me, I don't want to say it on the show.
We'll address it.
You already know how I get down.
We'll address it.
Imagine me at my worst. Imagine me at my worst, and that's for you right now at my worst.
Well, this has been a wonderful hour and an hour and some change. Any closing comments before we end the show?
And let's keep the cozy comments short, because I got to go back on this grind. That's why I'm still in the car, y'all.
Copy.
And I apologize to you, Kareem, that I wasn't able to get myself situated somewhere.
No, it's all right.
But, I'm out here chasing this paper. So
all right.
Make the closing comments. I want to hear from Nkosi, though, because we done cut him off more than anybody, man. Poor Nkosi. Come on, Nkosi. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us. We listening. And you can take as long as you want. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Brother Nkosi could never be the poor one. They say that you could tell the Muslims they'll be the successful ones. And I'm living the dream. I be living the lyrics.
But you're a poor righteous teacher, though. But you're a poor righteous teacher. You part of the 5%. You're a poor righteous. It's just that poor righteous teachers got money.
Brother Ben X gave a very good explanation of what the poor righteous teacher is supposed to be. It doesn't mean that he has no resources. It means that his followers are few. And if anybody knows anything about that, his brother Nkosi. My resources are many. My followers are few. I'm doing just fine. That's why I don't need that. Oh, I'm doing all right. And I've been for a long time.
All right. Praise be to Allah.
Walaikum salam, brother God.
DJ Rockwell. Any closing comments?
It's going to be really brief. First of all, Big Reem, thank you for having your brother on. I appreciate you. I appreciate the time once again to be a guest in front of your audience. I just want to say very quickly to your guest, I do a podcast as well, runs every Saturday. We talk about the relationship between hip hop and the Nation of Islam. It's called the Rockwell Radio Show. It runs on my YouTube channel, the Rockwell Radio Show, every Saturday at 7 p.m. And as it relates to this subject, I'll say two quick things. I will put Elohim and Problem 13 against any under 30 artist out there, and they will hand your backside to you. And number two, and in closing, I refer you back to what we just witnessed in New York last week. Don't let people tell you that it's about being relevant. Don't let people tell you that the older you get or that you age out of relevancy. You age into maturity of this craft. Young people, don't get in the ring with Jadakiss thinking just because you hot right now, you relevant, that you're going to be unscathed. Don't make that mistake. So again, you don't age out. You don't age out, man. That's all I want to say. Salute, Kareem.
P13, closing comments.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all just follow the vibrations. You feel me? Just follow the vibrations. Don't hate on the vibrations. If you follow the vibrations, you feel it, then feel it. If you don't feel it, then don't feel it. You feel me? But that's it. Like, age don't matter. Age, it's irrelevant to me because I already know what I'm bringing. I know what Allah has blessed me to put together. This project is different from any other project. It's different, man. I've really been more of a co-pilot than a pilot. You feel me? And we still in the process of putting it together. And when you hear it, you're not gonna care about my age. You're gonna feel it. You feel me? And that's what it's all about, man. Putting music out there that people feel. And everybody ain't gonna feel the same thing. Man, MC Hammer, God bless him, that's my brother. He sold millions of albums. I was never a fan. So just because I wasn't a fan didn't stop the countless millions of people that felt the vibrations of his records. Which actually I was a fan of Can't Touch This, but not because of Can't Touch This, but because I grew up on Rick James.
Come on, right.
And it was the same vibrations that gave that notoriety to Rick James that gave that notoriety to Hammer with that record. So just feel the vibrations, man. You know what I mean? Feel the vibrations, and if you feel them, you in that frequency and just ride with it. You feel me? That's it. Keep it real with yourself, man. If you keep it real with yourself, because when you don't keep it real with yourself, you're trying to impress other people and trying to fit in certain circles, you miss out on a lot. You miss out on a lot. Like, for many years, I missed out on classical music. Like, today, I listen to classical music, and I'm like, damn, I was hating on this because everybody else was hating on it around me, so I didn't even give it a chance. You feel me? Classical music is fucking dope. The vibrations you get from that, it's not for vibing. It's not for dancing. It's not for having a good time. It's for deep critical thinking. You feel me? You on a long ride. If you ain't listening to Minister Farrakhan, you listen to some violin. Like, sometimes you might listen to the minister or any minister, and after a few hours, because you on that road driving, you start getting a little naughty. So it's time to switch it out, man. You put on some classical, and your brains, some of them atoms start splitting. You start having thoughts about things like, wow, y'all don't know, man. But anyway, what I'm saying is, when you don't follow the vibrations, man, you miss out on a lot, man. Like, don't follow the people, follow the vibrations. You feel me?
Good teaching.
And with that, log on p13z.com, free downloads. The album coming soon. Praise be to Allah. Thank you to everybody who got love for me. Even thank the haters, because haters gonna talk about you. So thank the haters, because they somewhere talking about me, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Promotion, yeah. Talk about
promotion.
Talk, say I ain't shit. All the high cuss and I'm gonna turn hypocrite. All that shit. Talk about me. It all helps. I'm the donkey in the hole. It's all good, baby.
Hey,
it's all good.
On that note, this has been another entertaining episode of Kareem Talks. Tune in next week as I invite two married entrepreneurs, and we talk about how they made the Navy beam into a worldwide sensation. This has been Kareem Talks. That's Elohim. That's P13, and that's DJ Rockwell. See you next week. Peace. See ya.
Salute. Assalamu alaikum.
Like